everybody. I know it's been a while since I've done a book review, so I just kind of wanted to do two tonight. I'm currently reading two. I just finished a third, but I don't want to talk about it, the third one, because it's kind of political. But the two that I'm reading, one I've already read before, but I wanted to stress again how important it is. The first one I want to talk about is called Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter. Now, first of all, let me just tell you, it's by Seth Grahame-Smith. And I just want to tell you that it's really good. So if you have a reluctant boy reader, this is ideal for you. Or if you're a person of history, it's another really good book. So let me just tell you. So even though this one would be classified more as horror, I could almost classify it as historical fiction because he does an amazing job at getting facts correct. So as he's going through this book, and the premise of the book is Abraham Lincoln's mother dies because a vampire killed her. And so he sets out to be a vampire killer. And he hunts all these vampires to kill them and to kind of, as a, kind of retribution on his mother. But what the reader and what I have seen is that there's so many facts that it makes you go look stuff up. So yes, we learned about Abraham Lincoln, Honest Abe, all this stuff in school. However, there's lots of things that I didn't know, like his first love died, that he wrote poetry, and just all kinds of stuff. So I'm not finished with the book, but I will tell you I'm probably about a fourth to a halfway done with the book. And it's really, really good. I really enjoy it. I think it's a totally great book if you have a reluctant boy reader. It's at a high level. It's written at a high level. However, it's very intriguing, and it kind of sucks you in. The vampires, the gore, and just kind of really talking about Abraham Lincoln is really, really good. So I would highly suggest it. And plus, you just get to learn about, everybody's favorite president, Abraham Lincoln, and it actually gives a lot of backstory on just his views on politics, which is crazy. But again, he does a great job at researching Abraham Lincoln. Lots of facts based in here, but again, it is fiction. Obviously, I don't think that Abraham Lincoln was a vampire killer, but it is really good. And by the way, I don't believe in vampires, but the book is really good. And as a person dealing with fake news right now, this is a really good book for kids to read, to be able to go research the fact versus fiction. The second book I'm reading, again, this is the second time that I've read this book, Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Sepetys. I'm reading it to my seniors in class, and they are loving it. Shout out to Miss Brittany Roberts that read it a long time ago when she was an 8th grade teacher with me. I read it then with her, but this book is amazing. So World War II, we always talk about Hitler, but some of us really don't even know who Stalin is. We hear who he is, but this book just jumps into what Stalin did to his people in Lithuania, and it's just heartbreaking. So it takes you through the story of Lena and her family. They get captured by the Soviets, and that they're hauled off to Siberia, and what happens, and just how cruel that Stalin was. We think about Hitler with gassing people, and you look at this and you think of, oh my gosh, they're walking into the gas chambers. It was so, just compared to what Stalin did with starving people to death, and it's just crazy. So if you haven't read anything about Stalin, I highly recommend Ruta Sepetys, Between Shades of Grey. That was the very first book that I read of hers, and I know I've talked to other books about her, or other books of hers with you this summer, but she's my favorite. I met her in March before COVID, so I love her. All of her books are amazing, but if you want to start off with some historical fiction, those are two that I recommend. Yes, Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter by Seth Grahame-Smith, and Between Shades of Grey, Stalin book by Ruta Sepetys. So enjoy your reading this weekend. Please, if you like any of these books, let me know. I'll gladly talk with you all day long. Keep reading, keep on trucking.